Let's talk about GSX-R versus ZX6R. If you're upgrading from a starter bike, you're probably cross-shopping, figuring out what's the best option. And if you're a little bit open-minded, I think GSX-R should be pretty high up on your list. So GSX-R weighs substantially less, only 412 pounds, and ZX6R weighs 430 pounds. It's also lower. It got the shorter seat height at 31.9 inches, and on ZX6R it's at 32.7. It's a substantial difference if you are on the shorter side, but not so much if you can flat foot both of these bikes. So I'm fairly short, and that made quite a bit of difference. So let's start talking about weight. That's quite a bit of weight. When I sat on it, I felt the weight felt like it was a bit higher, and the height of the GSX-R makes it way more comfortable. Just whole rider triangle makes it quite a bit more comfortable than ZX6R. Next, let's talk about brakes. The GSX-R 600 comes with a front Brembo caliper and rear Nissan, but ZX6R comes with Nissan on both front and back. It's quite a bit, you know. You get Brembos from factory. That's not too bad. However, ZX6R comes with a ABS. It would be nice if you could get ABS on GSX-R. So there's no perfect choice in this case. You can add Brembos to ZX6R, but you cannot add ABS to GSX-R. But coming with a little better braking performance from factory, I think is a pretty good advantage for GSX-R. Also, it doesn't come with factory with the ZX6R. You got your KYB steering damper. We got that KYB steering dampener. It's mechanical. I'm not sure what that means, but it's mechanics, I guess. Steering dampener makes steering feel a little bit heavier. But a lot of people, when they're upgrading from a starter bike, are worried about getting a tank slipper. And you got a little better protection from that. You get, I think, combination of Brembos and steering dampener is a pretty good advantage for a bike. But GSX-R is an older design. It doesn't have any type of tech at all. ZX6R, you get traction control and an optional ABS. I've never had any of those things in my bike and haven't needed it. I've wondered and haven't needed it. The accident that I had would not be any different if I were to have ABS in there. Okay, so next point is the looks. I was pretty even with looks. I thought actually that GSX-R looked better than a ZX6R. I really didn't like the way ZX6R's tank looked. It was like weirdly flatted out. But otherwise, it was a pretty good looking bike. still prefer Gixxer. They're both great choices. If you want more power and you prefer Gixxer overall, you can also get a 750. I think it's not that much of that. It's not that important compared to. Wow, look at that! I got him in camera. See? So, if everybody's breaking law, don't be giving shit to bikers. And this car is not really going super slow. They're pretty slow, but not crazy slow. But, alright, so you gotta be careful, guys. Anyway, choose whichever you like. I think Gixxer has quite a lot of advantage. Also, another plus for Gixxer, in my humble opinion, I wouldn't mind a TFT dash. However, I do not like the tack on TFTs. Like, what is going on here? You see that? Oh my gosh. So, where was I? Analog tack, TFT dash. Choose wisely. I think TFT dash is cool. I would take it if I could, but I really like the needle on analog tack. I think it's pretty cool. So I don't mind not having the TFT that much. But when I had a Ninja 400, I did not like the way that one looked. That tack looked. It's similar to what ZX6R used to have. And yeah, they don't have those anymore, and I think that's a good thing. But I don't mind this tack. I think it looks pretty good. Would TFT be cool? Yeah, sure, but it's not broken. I don't mind having this tack. For some reason, having a TFT screen is pretty big deal for younger riders. I'm pretty sure if Suzuki upgraded Gixxer's dash to TFT and headlight to something newer, it will be a lot more relevant, but it has a lot of advantages over ZX6R, as I've discussed. And even though it doesn't have technology that ZX6 comes with, it's still more street friendly. Did you see that cop? Yep. Full stop. 25. Let's circle back on the ZX6R. So ZX6R has an option for a quick shifter. It's an up shift only quick shifter because ZX6R also has cable actuated throttle. So ZX6R also has cable actuated throttle. If you really want a quick shifter, I've only wanted it so I can do quick shifts when I'm trying to do a pull. That's it. I've never actually needed it, wanted it, because it's already so fast. I don't care about any more speed or acceleration. I will do sprockets on this bike so I can make gearing shorter, just for having a shorter gearing sake. So it's a bit more fun in the street, and I can do a little more. I'll do a little more upshifts and downshifts. That's it. I don't need to go I do not need that extra power that a ZX6R has. I am curious about having more power, but I don't need it. And I don't have an edge to get it. You can get a quick shifter for Gixxers. So in my personal opinion, it's not really relevant just because I can buy and add a quick shifter myself. So let's recap. Which one should you get? Gixxer or ZX6R? Power, it's irrelevant. You'll be fine with any of these. If you think 600 is not enough, you can get 750, and 636 is plenty powerful for anybody on the street. Next, looks. Choose whichever you like more. That's it. Gixxer also comes with a lot more different colors, so you got a lot more color options with that. ZX6R, if you want a tech, if you want a factory quick shifter, get ZX6R. You should go and check out both of them at the dealership, because bikes do look different in person compared to pictures. Like, you cannot see all those little details and the lines, the shapes inside in the picture or in a video. You have to see those in person. Like the tank shape for ZX6R, I hated it. I sure as hell could not see those things in a picture. Window shopping is free. Go and do it. We got nothing better to do.